Hello, Libra. I hope you're doing well today. This is your August 16th through the 31st tarot and for 2020 and oracle card reading. Oops, sorry about that. We're going to start with basically we're asking for what is in alignment with your higher self. What do you need to know? We're going to do past, present, and future, and then we're going to just kind of expand on this idea. Somebody doesn't want to wait for this. Yeah, very impatient. All right, I'm just breathing right now because I don't want to be pushed too hard. Okay, I am trustful in my relationships. That's a past. I offer words of good intent. I hold purity in high esteem. Okay, so let's start with I am trustful in my relationship. So these cards many times come out as challenges, So there needs to be a reflection, or this is what they're saying, about why it's important to be trustful in our relationships. Being your word. If something changes in a relationship, it should be spoken. Things need to be communicated. And as Libra, with this whole balancing, I know that's important to you. I have a Libra moon. So in the past, it may have been challenging for you to have trust in your relationships. And there's something about trusting ourselves here. Why we didn't trust maybe decisions about certain people. That is a really good reflection, because maybe it was partly that we didn't trust ourselves to make the best decisions. Okay. So the present would be I offer words of good intent. So if you know me and you listen to my readings, then many times I say that words are like spells, and it's true. That's why they call spelling. That would be the arrangement of the letters to create a word. I mean, you can't even say, how do you spell a word without the word spell, okay? So offering words of good intent means that words have energy. And when we say, all people are blah, or like this, and we say, nothing ever goes right. Those are intent, those are statements, and those carry energy. So if you say, everything's always working out for me, like Abraham Hicks, then things tend to work out a little bit easier. Or if you say, I don't know how I'm going to go on vacation next year, but I'm going. I'm going to figure out a way to go to a really good place, and the opportunity will create itself. Then you've left a door open for the opportunity to create itself. If we say, I never get to go on a good vacation, then it probably won't present itself with it. Or if it was, you may not see it in the way you would otherwise, based on the previous statement, the words of good intent. So this also has to do with, and we forget this, even as the person I am, I forget this. I have to be reminded, and doing readings for everybody and listening to other people's readings really helps me to remember what I want to accomplish. Interesting, right? So other people's good intent, their words of good intent, inspires our good intent. So if we say we want, maybe we want to change, and maybe we love somebody and we hope that they'll come back. We hope that they'll understand and at least make their life better, even if we don't ever have a chance with them, that they don't continue to hurt themselves and others by living in their own darkness, And we have to do that with ourselves too, because sometimes everybody lives in their own darkness or their own resistance, right? So if we say, I really hope that person finds their happiness, true happiness, not just somebody, not just whatever they're looking for. I hope they truly find their happiness. That is, it's like a prayer almost. So words are spells or prayers, because prayers are words, songs, all of that. Anyway, they just wanted me to focus on how powerful that is. and leaving the opportunity for things to get better by offering words of good intent. Okay, the next card is the future. This is, I hold purity in high esteem. So this card right here is the green. So this is like, to me, this is healing energy. The heart chakra is green, okay? That's right here. Kind of looks different here because we're missing a chakra based on this. There's 7. No, maybe that's right. Because a heart chakra to me is green. So this one is a little bit different. But anyway, that all aside, because there's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. So it's a little bit different here. But anyway, green is about healing. This is also about being in alignment with yourself. So to be pure would to have all of these energy centers clear, so you can transmute energy. You can there won't be triggers in those areas or blockages. So purity in this respect is to have healing in those places and to be able to open any blockages that come in. This is your future. This is a challenge to be pure in body, mind, and soul. What does that mean? Well, let's find out. First of all, it would be good to consider what that means to you right now and what you think that might mean. And then compare it, because Libra, you're an air sign. You like comparing stuff. As Libra, the balance, justice, like to compare stuff. Okay, so let's look at I am trustful in my relationships. This is the Creativity Oracle. I do have cards and readings available on my website. There's all kinds of links there to look at all kinds of things. Heaven forbid I don't have 20 irons in the fire at one time. Okay, so let's look at this card. I am trustful in my relationships. This is a card of resurrection. Reconsider a project or recall a person from the past to resurrect an idea. So there's something in the past that maybe you can turn around and look at, or a project that you can bring back. So maybe you like to draw. Maybe you had a friend in school that, I don't know, back in high school, that's just an example, that you guys talked about opening a business forever, and maybe they just got single again and you're single. And you say, hey, let's do this. Maybe they're looking for something. You guys do that business you've always wanted to do. That's an example of going back and resurrecting something or a person from the past. Okay, let's do another card here for the present, offering words of good intent. So this is flash. Birds and birds, yeah. A creative flash of inspiration will come to you quickly and give you a perfect solution. Here you go. Here's your flash to go back and get it. This is a project, something to go back and grab and bring into the future. I love that. It'll come to you, therefore you have to go back and get it. Wow. Neat. Okay, bottom of the deck for the future. Picture. Perfectionism. Be content to know perfection as a distant utopian goal, which we journey but never arrive. This is very important because this is going to help keep you in balance. If you remember that you're not perfect, but you want things as perfect as possible, especially if you're looking towards your future, you're looking at your own health and balance in your life. If you're going to recreate a business or relationship, you want to do your absolute best that you can, but understanding that you're not perfect, especially understanding that others are not, and trying to have patience and tolerance within reason. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to just get a little bit of information from the angels and ancestors here. Talk about the past. Let's talk about trust in relationships. And maybe this was somebody you trusted that was worthy of your trust, and they trusted you. Okay, that's the other thing. That's why it may be needed to retrieve from the past. It could be a relationship, but it just doesn't quite feel like it right here. It just doesn't. It's almost like this feels like it's more about you finding yourself again, bringing yourself back into balance. Okay, so summer, this is bask in joy in life. So remember what it was like. It's kind of like a sun card in a way, summer. Remember what it was like in the summertime when you would have this free time and you had worked you had gone to school all, winter, fall and winter, so you could have the summer to play. I mean, well, fall, winter, and spring. And then you had summer to play. You earned it. You're going to a new grade. This is the same thing. Go back and retrieve the trust. Go back and retrieve the project, the thing you loved, and the innocence and the hope and the energy of that time to bring it into this thing that you want to build, this thing that you want to create, and the life you want to build. This is really cool. So, okay, so this is present, a guardian angel. So you were not alone. Okay. How can I do this? How can I create this? How am I going to go back at my age and do something like that? Well, let me tell you, I'm not that young. And I went back to start a business and start a new business. So you were not alone. Many of us are here. Many of us are making the shift, especially now, more than ever, but always. And understand that we are not alone is to understand that you have angels, guardian angels. You have guardians all around you. You have people that show up as people, but they're not. They're really angels. There's people that actually come down here that already graduated from this world that come back to assist, and they come back as humans in a body, born like a baby, and they got to try to remember who they are. So there are angels that present themselves as people. They pop in once, maybe you never see them again. But there's also people that were angels that came to assist. Okay? So white feathers, if you see white feathers, that could be a sign of angels if you see them. The other thing is there's angel numbers. There's symbols. So if you can be a little bit open to it, that you might be able to receive the messages that they're trying to bring to you. Here's an example. It's for me again. And sometimes they ask me to use examples, so in case you're wondering. I was going through a really hard time. I was having trouble trusting my future, trusting myself, trusting because I had a lot of financial loss, okay? And I started seeing, I was having dreams about this numbers, and I dreamed this one time, and I knew that I would be safe because of this dream. And I dreamed that I looked in my purse, and there was all of these checks that were not cashed, and they were all for $400 each. And I was like, I have all these checks. I have $400 whenever I want it. It was the number 4. So I looked up the number 400, and it's the angel number. And then I started looking around me, and my daughter, she was born on 4/4/2002, which is 444. So pay attention to some numbers, okay? You may be getting more messages than you can even imagine that you're safe, okay? And especially you're not alone. I'm here. That's one person, right? Okay, and all the other Libras that watch us, and on and on and on when we look around. Future. Let's look at the future. Bottom of the deck. So this is perfectionism, holding purity and high esteem. Okay, body, mind, and spirit. Now, be the hunter and go track down your fears and desires. Okay, track down your fear. On the other side of your fear is your desires, because it's a thing that's, the fear held you back from your desire. So, and this is something that action needs to be taken. It talks about action the whole time, right? Action, action, action. I don't know if you've been sitting still for a while, but maybe find yourself really needing to move. And the situations may be coming into play that are forcing you to move. Maybe you have to shift jobs. Maybe you have to take action somewhere. But know that you're supported and everything has been lining up for you to do so, no matter how it looks. Okay. And this one was on the top of the deck. I'm going to flip it so I don't see the next one. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect on where you've come. Let's talk about the last 10 years. Then let's look at the last 5 years. Now let's look at the last year, and let's look at the last 3 months. How far you've come. Appreciate, no matter, this whole thing of perfectionism, remember, it's a goal. Trying to do the best we can. have the best presentation, whatever, but understanding that as humans we fall short, okay? Mirror Guardian says, appreciate how far you've come and reward yourself. I mean, congratulate yourself and take it easy, because you are your own hero and you're human. At least here you are. Okay. So, where are we at? 15. Okay, we'll just do just a few cards with tarot to see if there's anything else you need to know. There's a reflection of perfectionism in other people to remember that they're doing the best they can, but do not excuse behavior. You know better. Don't excuse it all, okay? You know the difference. Hold people accountable, but think it through before you do that. So you're in balance, okay? All right, so here's the Hanging Man. Here's the Six of Swords. Seven of Wands. Oh, this is beautiful. Knight of Pentacles and Temperance reversed. Okay. So on the ends, I think it's interesting that we have the Hanging Man. This is being in a situation long enough to gain a new perspective. Temperance is still needing some healing because it's reversed. This is a Sagittarius card. Doesn't have to be. Sometimes people... Hanging Man, I believe, is Pisces. Okay. Doesn't have to be. It's about the unseen, discovering what is kind of hidden, so we can look at it from a different perspective. Six of Swords. See, this is the place that you've been put in to make the change. Here's your change. Moving forward, taking action. That's the action we just stated that would need to be taken. Moving forward. And it looks like you're moving on your own. On your own. This is your journey. You have your lessons, you have your thoughts and your swords in your boat, and you're driving your own boat. Nobody's rescuing you. Excuse me. You're your own savior here. Seven of Wands. Defending what's important to you no matter what. Deciding and defending it. This is where I stand, and I will go through the obstacles that I need to get there, okay? A Nine of Pentacles is forward movement, maybe, so this is making an offering, maybe offering, going back to the past, going back to resurrect something that you left behind that was important. It was this precious pentacle, something tangible, and then going back to get it, and then moving forward, right? So, yeah. So this could be the movement, moving forward, but also it's a movement to go back and get something before you continue on. Okay, the healing's needed. You know, you can use the fact that you're not quite ready yet, but don't use this too long. That's what they're saying. I'm not quite ready yet, but don't use it too long, because you know when it's an excuse, and you know when you're, sometimes it's just that we're worried about it coming down in a perfect way, and that's just, well, we already talked about that, right? Okay, Libra, sounds awesome. Sounds good for me too, because my moon's in Libra. So take care. I'm excited for this. Check out your other signs, like your Venus signs, your moon signs, your ascending, all of that. Also, it always, sometimes you resonate more with something than others. So take care. I love you lots. Bye-bye.